mic in there.
Get it in there nice and close.
Thanks for coming down, bro.
My pleasure, my friend.
It's good to see you.
Too long. 3 years?
Maybe. I'm trying to think when I did those showreel scenes.
I was on the podcast 3 years ago.
You're on the podcast. Well, didn't I send you a clip saying the memory had come up and holy shit.
That's right.
Yeah. I would have, it would have been
back
September?
When I had short hair.
Yeah. September, August 2019. Because I think Erica was about 8 weeks pregnant when I told you out the front.
Yep.
And that would have been around the last time I saw you.
Yep.
Nah, that's because you fucking live in Geelong, isn't it?
Yeah. That's the main reason. Yeah. Just out in
And you're going to stay down there, eh?
country bumpkin land. Yes. Yeah. So I'm looking to buy a house there the next 5 years.
You're not from Geelong. You are?
Close enough.
Close enough. No, but your parents live in Tassie or something, is it?
They moved there.
Yeah.
So I was brought up in Anarchy, which is proper country bumpkin town.
Mm-hmm. Like
it's
Anarchy Gorge?
North of Geelong. I think so.
Like north.
Yeah.
Like Bacchus Marsh up that
Yeah.
way.
It's about
there.
25 minutes from
Shot a
Bacchus
film out
Marsh.
there.
Yeah. Great spot for film.
Yes, it
locations.
is. Yeah.
Definitely. Barren wastelands. I mean, they filmed Mad Max down there. So.
Well, you can see over the thing there, the sign for Weevil underneath Pulp Fiction.
Oh, yeah. Was Weevil shot out there?
Yeah. Because old mate lives out there.
Still need to watch Weevil. Is it on a streaming service?
It's on American Amazon.
Got to do the VPN bullshit, do I?
I can give you a free shitty copy if you want.
Oh, please.
I wouldn't lose too much sleep over it. That's a funny one, man. Like, your first feature and...
Yeah.
I mean, no one got paid and we all shot for a week. And
it's part of the life,
It is, yeah. Fortunately, not anymore. But
yeah.
So tell me, we actually covered a lot of ground before we got on air.
Yeah.
But what I want to ask you is, what are you doing? Well, okay, you made a comment earlier about like you're a full-time commercial videographer now, right? Is that the sort of...
Yeah. So it's like anything in media production we handle.
Yeah. But you're not doing any fictional narrative anymore.
No.
And
I mean, we take on gigs if someone was looking for a crew to shoot their film. But,
Yeah. And then you went on to say that you enjoy music more now.
Yeah, so I've
like legit.
Yeah. My focus has totally sort of switched to if I could make money full time on making music, absolutely. But that's sort of because I'm working full time, it's sort of harder to do that. But I also need an income to support myself and stay out for a house, and I do enjoy the job.
Conundrum.
So I'm happy to keep music on the side and just keep pursuing it. And if it goes somewhere, great. If it doesn't, it doesn't.
And what resonates with you? You said something about punk, did you?
Well, I'm recording a punk album at the moment. Yeah.
And when you say recording, I mean, how are you doing that? You got a band, you got buddies, it's all solo, just all you.
Me.
Yeah, you
so
singing too?
Yeah.
Fucking A.
Yeah, so I've got 8 guitars, a bass.
And have you been collecting them since the lockdown? Is that how it started? You were into
one was my mum's Spanish guitar.
Right. So it's nylon, isn't it?
Yeah. One was my brother's acoustic, which has no strings.
Still no strings?
Yes. Still no strings. Another one was an acoustic my mate gave me when he bought a brand spanker $700 Martin, I think.
Yep.
And or Martin & Co. or something. Yeah. I'm not too across all the brands, but
Maiden or Martin? Martin, yeah.
Martin & Co. God, I don't know.
Martins are very expensive, so
yeah, it was a second-hand one, but yeah, it's banging good guitar. So he gave me
$4,000 for a new one. Yeah.
He had a Monterey, which is just JB Hi-Fi sells them for $80. So
Plywood.
He gave me that.
Yeah.
He's just like, I don't really care. It's like old as. But then the bridge started to crack already, and I was like, So then I bought a Fender acoustic, secondhand. It came with a big hard case.
One of my first acoustics was a Fender.
Yeah.
Cheap. But good.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And then my mate, also the same mate, bought a Fender Squier guitar for like $1,200 or something, and he was just like, "Oh, I've got another Monterey electric guitar, and if you want to practice electric,
is that the red one?
No.
No.
So this is just a black and white shitty one. He gave me that, practiced a lot on it, so I've still got that. I kept saying, "Do you want to take it back?" He's just like, "No, it's worth like
Rubbish.
nothing, so you can keep it." So I might break it in a music video one day. Who knows?
Awesome. Yeah.
And then I bought a ESP, which is a sub brand of, I think
Paul Smith, isn't it?
it's an Eclipse
Reed
LTD
Smith.
ESP. Anyway, it's not
It's
massively
Korean made or something.
Yeah,
isn't it?
yeah, something like that. But served me very well when I started. So that was
as long as you're doing it.
yeah. At
Yeah.
the start of COVID, I was like, I want to get serious into playing guitar.
Mhm.
So I bought that with an amp in a bundle for like $800 or something.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, it was pretty good.
Yeah. It's not like it's not dirt. Like that's not.
And like
yeah.
I'm doing like heavy metal and shit, so it's like so much
It's all
fuzz and
about the-
distortion, you can barely hear the quality of the guitar. So
It's all about the.
then
amp.
again, I did just buy a Gibson SG original from I think the 70s, and you can only get them for like brand new. They're like $4,000.
You
But
did
I found
very
one
well.
in Melbourne
Yeah.
for 1,400,
You did so well on that.
and I was like, "Ooh, it's a fair drive away." It was out in oh God, where was it? No, I've forgotten now. But Lancefield.
Right.
Lancefield. So I went out to Lancefield and I looked at it and I was like, "Holy shit! It's in perfect condition. Nothing on it. It's
You
like it's
desperate
been,
or
it's like it's
something?
been
What- I
cleaned."
mean-
And he was just like, "Man, I just been in the family a long time, and I put it up like 2 weeks ago." And I was like, he said we had some other people lowballing, like saying, "Oh, $700." And I'm just like, "Man,
Oh, that's
I would
nice.
have paid $2,000 for this."
But I'll give you the 1,400.
But I'll
see
give him
ya.
the 1,400. So ended up great, and it sounds incredible.
Yeah.
And you really, with the heavy metal especially, you can really hear the low tones with the It's got dual humbuckers, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. And just the neck and everything like that. Like what I found when I was playing the low price point guitars is the bending in the neck. I'm not using the right word, but you couldn't. The truss rod really didn't serve any purpose, and so you would get this giant action, and there would be a lot of fret buzz on 2 frets down or whatever, where it wasn't clearing properly. So you couldn't get low action, which I love, and also zero buzz. But on the cream, they just do. Yeah, I mean, I don't have a trained ear enough to know tone wise.
Yeah. Oh man, I can't even tune by ear still.
Nah.
It's only been 2 years playing.
Well,
so.
I don't know if people, if you can learn it or not. I think you're born with perfect pitch or not. I don't know.
Yeah.
So you can sort of, funnily enough, explain to me once on how my mate tunes. Is he said he knew I was into photography, but this is way back. He goes, it's like focusing a lens.
Yeah.
A little bit past, a little bit past, ring it in.
Find the perfect
But you
middle,
still need to know where the spot is.
Yeah.
I know, I mean, a couple of times in my life where I've kind of got it back and then checked it with a tuner and gone, oh shit, I got it right. I'm getting better at knowing keys.
Yeah.
And going, oh, I reckon that's probably A minor or that's probably an E major happening there. Or at least being able to go, oh, yeah, okay, and find it a little bit.
Yeah. I still can't hear it, but I can stay in the same key when I'm
How do you mean?
playing a song. Like if I do the initial chords and it's just like it's in the A range on the fretboard, then I know where all the notes are all the way up and down the fretboard.
Okay.
Where that will resonate well in the circle of fifths.
Right, okay. Yeah.
I mean, just the minor pentatonic scale, which is like the easiest thing you can learn in terms of soloing.
Yeah.
But I've almost got it down pat. I'll show you a draft of a song I've got.
Please.
Coming up, but
I'd like to
I was
hear
very
that.
happy with the soloing in that.
Hey, man, I've been listening to your clips and it's like simplicity is your friend.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Right, use it.
I mean, punk is just 3 chords, really, and yelling.
Yeah, I mean, I don't like punk at all, but I understand its place in the birth of grunge.
Yeah,
and grunge is my favorite.
Oh, well, there you go.
Fucking
not
flat
too far
out.
removed.
Yeah, and I mean, I am a huge Alice in Chains.
Oh, I was just about
fan.
to say you're a big fan of Alice in Chains.
Yeah, and I mean that's the same shape on probably I would say 60% of their songs, they
Mm.
all use the same shape
Mm.
up and down. All of their biggest songs, it's just that's, and
Have you
fucking
seen the Gibson TV interview with Jerry Cantrell?
maybe. Reese not so long ago.
Recent-ish.
Yeah. He's in a solo, like
Yeah.
in a room, like on a
Yeah,
chair,
yeah,
and
and he's
he's
just got a
going through the.
massive wall of records behind him.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Great series.
Yeah, talking about his influences and
Yeah,
everything
yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Yeah, I love Jerry Cantrell. He's fucking.
No, he seems rad.
Yeah. But there was, there's like his soloing is not simplistic. I
Mm.
don't think, but the songs actually taught me how to play rhythm
Mm.
because you could just keep the same shape.
Mm.
And then, of course, you're playing the songs that you fucking love.
Yeah.
I mean, Rooster is like the simplest fucking song, and
And it sounds so
good.
good. It's like you ever played Planet Caravan?
I
Just as easy. Sounds just as good.
really,
Yeah.
I looked at the tab for that and went, fuck, nah.
It's strange, but it's consistent.
Okay, yeah, but it's got a
Yeah.
kind of Spanish guitar vibe to it, doesn't it?
The soloing does.
Yeah, okay.
But
yeah.
there's just a bunch of distortion and
I mean,
chorus
it's
effects
such
and
a
stuff on
fucking
the
great
guitar.
song.
So chill.
Yeah. What was the first song you ever learned?
ZZ Top.
That's awesome. What is it? It's Smart Dressed Man, or whatever it is, isn't it?
Something like that.
Yeah. I like him, man.
I never got massively into ZZ Top. It was just
me
like,
neither.
and then 1979 by the Smashing Pumpkins.
Oh, okay.
Because it's very easy to play, the rhythm of it.
Space Boy is a very, really easy one of theirs to play
I can't
too.
remember that one.
It's just like a G slide, same shape, E minor, A minor, or something like that. Just that same sort of thing. Yeah, I gravitate towards those easier songs.
I mean, with everything in heavy metal, I love power chords.
Yeah.
And making a cool riff with power chords is fun. Very fun.
It's super fun, and it's a great way to feel like you're rocking out without like, because you can just keep that same shape, and even if you just go up, I don't know what the technical term is to go from big burp there. Your bass note being A, and that power shape to then your bass note being the E. What's the song Little Sister by Queens of the Stone Age is just that.
Yeah.
Just this kind of square rotation.
Yeah. Oh, that's
power
cool.
chords. Yeah.
Simplicity is obviously good from a learning perspective because it's easy to learn.
You got to find those songs.
Then you rock out.
Yeah.
Have you ever experimented with tuning down like a lot?
Lots. Yeah. Because all the grunge songs that I love. Oh, yeah, C's.
Have you ever heard the band Sleep?
No.
They've got a song called Dope Smoker, which goes for
resonates with you.
yeah, absolutely. It goes for like an hour and 10 or something, or 56 minutes or something, and it's just about the same riff the whole way through, but it's so heavy and so good. I love it.
I'll have to check that out. There used to be this band. It's funny you say that because they were called the Necks. And they had this song called Hanging Basket, I think, and it was like that. It was an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Kind of jazzy, acid jazz, something else. But I remember being like just off my fucking gills.
Yeah.
One night, Christmas Eve, 99 maybe 2000, and just sitting in this room, fucking listening to this song, like
rocking
my
back and
butt,
forth.
like I just sort of like crashed it.
What dimension am I in?
Yeah, my buddy coming in, not knowing that I was there. He'd woken up and he's like, "What are you doing?"
Well, have you ever listened to Silverchair's first album, Frogstomp?
Yeah, many times.
So good. I only had heard it for the first time recently. And was it Israeli Sun or something? That slaps
Israel's
hard.
Sun is so good. I played it to Layla not so long ago.
Yeah.
It's interesting watching what she resonates with and what have you, but like, and how...
Yeah, because there's no prejudice in it.
There's none.
In a young child.
But
so they'll rock out to anything.
Well, not necessarily. it's what's really interesting is what they do rock out to and how they do.
Yeah.
Right? Like, so I give you an example here.
Mm.
When Adele or someone like that first came on,
Mm.
right? She's sort of like does
Wishy-washy
this, you know,
kinda
wishy-washy,
dancing.
whatever.
Yeah.
Then we were in the kitchen one day there, and I put on "Pour Some Sugar on Me" by
Mhm.
Def Leppard, and she went
Ah, yes. So it's
like
instantly.
this, right? And then
It's just innate in us.
it is. If they feel, it's like there is a frequency there that determines the movement.
The monkey brain go drum drum go boom boom. You know.
But, and she feels it,
Yeah,
right? And
yeah,
all
yeah.
kids do. They say kids learn to dance and sing before they talk and
Yeah,
run
yeah,
and
yeah,
walk.
yeah.
And I'm playing. One day, Tool came on in the
Mm.
in the gym, and then she was like this, and then of course now I've taught her how to do this, and but it's fucking wild to watch.
Yeah, I bet.
But there's actually a clip or something like the Adele's latest song has this power over kids worldwide.
Is that the one that she was doing in front of the observatory? And
No, it's just come out. She wanders
like
into
a
an
new song.
abandoned home or something like that,
Okay.
sings
Yeah,
in a
yeah,
chair. It's called Easy on Me.
Mm.
I love Adele. I think she's a fucking ripper.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, she's a hell of a voice.
Yeah, hell of a voice, hilarious, and I just like her journey. I wouldn't rush out and buy an album, but
Yeah, well, yeah. It's
Yeah,
not. It's
not
not my
just-
thing, but I still appreciate. I don't think there's
100%.
such thing as bad music because everyone's put effort.
Come on, son.
Well, no. Well, there is, but I mean, you know when someone, but like if someone
No, I know
says
what you
a
mean.
whole genre is shit,
No,
it's
no,
like
no,
no,
no. I don't agree with that. I
There's
think,
definitely people who are not good at making music.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe I said that wrong. I mean, sort of like, yeah, like
I know what you're saying.
for example, like my brother is like, I think he's changed his thoughts now, but he used to say like, oh, all hip hop is just shit, and I'm like, wow, man, you've closed your mind off to such brilliant things that you're missing out on.
Well, to not support your brother entirely, but I will say this: I don't like hip hop, and some of my closest friends fucking love hip hop and have taken it upon themselves many.
But do you think it's like you might dislike it, but do you think it's bad music?
Well, I don't like. Okay, it depends.
You're pulling a Ben Shapiro on me here.
It depends. So, like, I love Faithless, and you could say that his lyrical work is hip hopish, right? It's rhymey, it's
I haven't listened to
spoken
Faith.
ever. No, never.
Never heard of it.
Oh my fucking god!
Is it just like one dude? Like
You need to just camp out here tonight, right? And I'm just going to put you through some musical
you're on
paces.
Cowboy. Yeah.
Fuck yeah. Okay, Faithless is. I mean, Insomnia was the song back in like '97. So that piano riff is legendary. You would have heard it. Heard it. Anyways, so he's British, right? And it's dance music, but with that hip hop kind of his, lyrics, rhyme, and whatever. What I think it is, we were talking about frequencies and what have you before. I don't like the hip hop monotonous beat. Just kind of fucks me up. I don't like Erica doesn't like Tool because there's something in that frequency that makes her feel anxious.
Yeah.
And she's not listening to the
I
words.
can definitely get it. Like I know it. Like
Right.
I
For
get
me,
that.
it makes me feel uplifted.
Yeah.
And when you start playing guitar, you might have noticed this. That a lot of your favorite songs, there's a commonality there. And there's maybe, for me, it was like E major and A minor, were the two chords that I know now were the triggers for the deep emotional kind of reaction to songs. So hip hop's beat, and so they've done studies into what is the thing that carries you through the most in a song? What is it that you must have for that song to work?
Yeah.
And they know that the high notes carry the story, and the bass stitches it all together. So you can fuck up your high notes and your midtones and what have you, and have shit lyrics. If the fucking bass and the beat is bang on, that song will track.
Oh yeah.
You won't be
definitely.
disconnected from it.
Oh yeah.
Right? But if that is off for whatever reason, even if it's not right for you, you're out.
No, you just need a good, interesting riff that just you instantly you'll feel it.
Well, it's the bass, right? So not so much the riff, the bass.
Yeah, but you can have a bass riff.
Sorry, yes, you're right. You're right. So there's a song by is it Public Enemy, Ice Cube?
Oh geez, was he in Public Enemy?
What's the band that he was in?
Um,
Come on, hip hop fan.
bloody NWA.
Is it MWA? Is
Yeah,
it?
yeah, yeah, yeah. That was Ice Cube. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
There's one song in that track that my buddy quickly worked out that I'd like because it ups the tempo.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, that's a ripper.
Mm.
You can leave the rest behind. So there's the odd one there that comes through.
Okay.
But for the most part, I just and then the more and more I look at it, I hate the image. I hate the subject matter. The fucking, when I saw that first album of Curtis or whatever the fuck his name is. His name? 50 Cent.
Yeah, Curtis
He's
Jackson.
got the fucking guns and everything.
Oh yeah,
and I'm like, nah.
I mean that's dated as. That's like kind of. Do you mind if I
No, go. Yeah, I'm not into it. Not into it.
Well, yeah. Well, to be honest, like I'm not into that kind of that sort of subject matter either. That's sort of not like I'm trying to really think of what kind of hip hop I listen to. What albums do I own?
But if you had to listen to one genre only, you're on a deserted island, and you said, "I'm fucking," you get one tape.
Ooh.
What's it gonna be?
Jeez, it's a tough.
No, one. Don't mean one tape.
Honestly,
I mean
it'd probably
one
be
genre.
like psych rock.
What's that? Give me an example.
King Gizzard and Lizard Wizard.
Okay, yeah. Does Floyd get in there? Sort of.
Yeah. No, I'd say Pink Floyd is.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Like psych rock.
Ish. It's
indie rock. I don't know.
It's not indie rock.
Genres
they do
are so
call it
hard.
psychedelic rock, because they did get pretty far out, and they were the kind of pioneers along with Crimson and what have you.
Yeah.
They really. I mean, I was recently. By the way, we'll get back to the acting in a little bit, guys. I was not recently, fucking year ago, went on a surfing trip with all the lads.
Yeah.
My buddy who has produced music and everyone, and we got on the fucking shrooms and we got into it. Can't speak for the other guys, but my buddy had never listened to Pink Floyd.
Really?
Ever.
I just don't know how you could avoid them.
I don't know how you got around Faithless.
Comes on the radio.
Yeah, right. And okay, when we were fucking shrooming, we were high as fuck. And I grabbed this speaker, laid him down, and played Comfortably Numb.
That's a good starter one.
Dude, and he was like, and then I went back and played the whole wall. And we all just laid on the ground. I bought my Galaxy projector, so there's stars and fucking planets and shit.
I'm a big fan of Galaxy projectors, man.
And listen to the wall flat out. And all, I'm getting fucking chills just thinking about it. Yeah, it was rad. And he was like, okay, I got you. Yeah, that was sick.
Yeah. Have you ever listened to Godspeed You Black Emperor?
By?
Godspeed You Black Emperor. That's the band.
Okay, Godspeed's the band. Nah.
Yeah.
Nah. We need to do a...
So good.
Yeah.
A musical trade.
Yeah. Or just a session.
Trade.
Just going
this
through
is the
it.
worst trade deal in the history of trade deals.
Beautiful.
Jada.
Have you seen that American worker who's doing all those videos?
No.
He looks like him. He sounds like him.
Oh.
I'm not going to do an impression, but he is. He's on the news. He's that good.
Oh wow, so he's that good.
He's
wow.
fucking.
That's pretty heavy.
Spot on. Another guy who's so great is Kyle Jenner. Do you know? No, not Kyle Jenner. Kyle Dunnigan.
No.
He does face
Rings
swaps.
a bell. Yeah.
Stand-up comic, but he's got a whole Instagram.
He does a perfect Trump, doesn't he?
He does an incredible Trump, but he does like all of the Kardashians and Trump in a live like Zoom call and stuff.
Fantastic.
And fucking Michael Jackson.
Oh.
And his Biden is so fucking good. Come on, man. Fucking, it's a space thing. Fucking, like, it's so good.
Sleepy Joe.
Yeah. And he does Shapiro.
That's what I heard.
Fucking hell.
Oh, man.
Yeah. All right. Well, we apologize to everyone who's tuning in again to Big Wonder that the motherfucking camera cut out. So you're going to look at a photo of you for the first 20 minutes.
I hope it was a good photo, because I'm sure if you've reached this stage, you would have been looking at the photo of me.
True.
So it could be the photo. We got to take one together after this.
Yes.
You could use that. That could be the one you're looking at.
I'm going to use a screen grab. So it looks like you're sitting there just without moving.
Yes. So should I do a pose for that? Or should it be like really passionate? Like?
Yeah. I reckon I will grab one.
Okay,
Well,
I froze there for a couple of seconds, so you should be able to go between the frames there. Yep.
Yeah. Bring it back around to acting and whatever. Obviously, we know each other through Stringy Bark, which I flogged to death on here because it's the only big
Hey
film I was
man,
in.
it was a good film. I flicked through it the other day when I was looking through my old projects, and I was like, man,
Good
the
memories.
fact that we put that together in like what we shot it in 5 days or something, that's magical.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
I think Ben did a hell of a job.
Which Ben?
Head.
Yes.
I mean, well, every Ben actually did a great
A
job.
few
But
of yous.
Ben Watts was a fantastic actor as well.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
Haven't seen that man in a while.
I haven't seen him as well, man.
I
We
think
we
he's
sort
got
of fell out.
Has he got a couple of children?
One.
One.
Yeah, I don't know what happened to him. He just sort of, he's a bit of a weird dude. I had a lot of time for Ben, but he just sort of stopped responding to text messages one day.
Oh.
Yeah, it was weird. That's right. That's how life goes.
Yeah, I haven't
Um,
seen him in years. Yeah.
Yeah. He's sort of, he's got these kind of different ideas about. But anyways, where was I headed with that? Oh,
Back into the
yeah,
acting
no.
and
So
movie scene.
okay,
Moving
so,
away from music now.
No, I want to come back to that though, because we just went off on a tangent about music.
I was
and a lot-
enjoying it. Yeah,
Yeah,
no.
me too.
But yeah, a brief stop on acting and film.
But so, why do you? Is it just like? I'll frame the question better. I listened to a podcast once with Alec Baldwin was talking to Billy
Before
Joel.
the incident.
Way
Yep.
before. Poor fucker.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, God. Anyways, he said, if I could be a musician as opposed to an actor, I would. Because, and I think this, I don't know whether you could call this ego or purity. He said, music is in your pocket. It's wherever you are. Film, you got to sit down and you got to commit and you got to watch.
That's true.
And I went, wow, that is actually
Music
really
is
rad.
far more accessible.
Yeah.
Because it's not like, it's like with a movie, to get the vibe, you can't really get a vibe of a movie. You can watch this trailer.
No, you got to commit.
You know, you can't just like, you know, like if, it depends if you're an active or a passive listener, I guess. Which there really is two camps of people.
Yeah.
There's people who are into music and there are people who aren't.
Yeah, I think that.
And from what I've seen so far in my life, I'm only 23 though, but it's like a 50-50 split.
Do you reckon?
The people, well, I mean, more so, like, you know, I'm in the creative space. There's a lot more people who are into music, but your general Joes that I meet, they're just like, oh, yeah, just whatever's on the radio.
Oh, yeah. when I hear that, I go, fuck
I mean, like, there's no discounting that radio music is good music. It's just played to fucking death.
Yeah.
And I don't think, you know, if you watch a movie 20 times, it's probably not going to be that exciting anymore, you know?
Yeah, but you will
Lord of the
never
Rings.
you will never reach the frequency that you would in a song.
Yeah.
Like, sorry, the other way around. You know, you listen to a song 10,000 times.
Yeah.
Movie, if you're getting over 20, it's a pretty special film.
Oh, it must be, for sure, for sure. Yeah,
so,
yeah. Well, yeah, because the thing is, the song's only, you know, between 2 and 6 minutes. You know?
But then that begs the question, it's more about the mobility, right? So you might listen to an album.
It's very convenient.
1,000 times.
Oh,
you know,
I'm a big believer in listening to the whole album.
But you can keep on the go. But a film, you got to sit down.
It's true.
So, but there seems to be an infinite amount of space, I believe, in cinema for new stories.
Definitely.
But there isn't in music.
No, I think there is.
You reckon?
I disagree with you on this. Because there's new spaces of sound that we have not yet explored.
Like what?
Just getting into real weird shit, man. Like if you would have told people in, you know, the 50s, oh yeah, electronic music is going to be the thing, and people will listen to in these little black mirrors in your pocket, they'd be like, you're fucking crazy, man. I think there's things we haven't discovered yet with music.
Yeah, you might be talking about a discovery of a technical medium, but the same chords exist.
Oh yeah, notes is only finite.
Right? You can't make new
But
notes.
I actually looked this up once because I was interested. Because, you know, when you're a 17-year-old kid, you're just like, oh, I feel like I've listened to every song that I'll ever love. What a loser, man. You look it up, and then it's like, oh, no, there's like 18 trillion separate combinations of sound. And it's like, that has not been reached, and it's far from being reached.
True.
So it's like,
But humans only resonate with this much, right? There's that golden key component that's been worn out.
But are we talking commercial success, though?
No, we're just talking...
Because I listen to like, you know, like I'm not being like, I only listen to indie shit. But like, you know, I do tend to focus more on the sort of niche sides.
Sure.
You know.
But when was the last real innovation in music? I can tell you.
70s.
No. Grunge. Grunge was the last brand new genre.
But I mean, what would you say about like the early 2000s boy bands? I'm not a fan, but that was different.
Snot. That's just regurgitated fucking.
But is that just your opinion? Though I
that's
honestly I agree with you.
I've been down. I've been down this road extensively.
But so yeah.
There's been no
Nothing
innovation in pop music.
What about electronic music?
Yeah, there has, and certainly the early 2000s was
like
a
vaporwave?
rebranding of Chicago house music, and it took off, and you had the dubstep and everything like that. So that was what you're talking about. That was was the.
What about electronic music that's not like dance music?
What do you mean, like drum and bass and fucking?
No, just like have you ever listened to like George Clanton or
I haven't, but
Aphex Twin?
Yeah, I know, yeah. But Aphex Twin's been around for 25, 30 years.
Yeah, but he's definitely been pushing boundaries.
Yeah, but I mean, it's not. He already innovated. He hasn't re-innovated.
No,
it's already done.
Yeah, I mean,
do you know what I mean?
It's getting out there. Yeah, I know what you mean. Like, I do get what you mean because it's like we've come so far in music in the past 200 years that it's like when you get, it's like, you know, when you think about, like, say, televisions, you know, everyone went up the 3D craze, and, you know, it was like, oh, this TV is 720p, and then, 1080 came out, and then, you know, everyone's got fucking 8K TVs with, you can do 3D if you want. Like, how far can you push that? How much further does it go?
Well, it goes into the metaverse.
Here we go. I don't get the metaverse, by the way.
Oh, really?
I don't understand it.
What don't you get?
Oh, I haven't even looked into it, to be honest. So I don't. Is it like VR?
It is.
It's like a VR world.
You don't have to be with a headset and everything, but it's a digital world on the blockchain.
Okay.
Or on a blockchain.
See, I don't get blockchain either, which is funny because I've been doing a lot of video work in the financial space. I probably should know about this.
But I came up with a way of explaining it, I think.
Oh, please.
That worked for the people.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's a digital ledger.
Yep.
Right? So just imagine we're sitting here and a buddy of ours is there. And you say to me, hey, can you give Josh $1? Right? And he goes, yeah, no worries. I'm going to take an account of this, right? So I'm going to get my digital ledger out. Ben gives Josh from this address $1 at this time and this time. But in order for me to process that, I'm going to punch this into my ledger.
Yeah.
The ledger is going to pay me a fraction of that to do it. And there's the history, and then I'm going to give that $1 to him.
So you could do business deals in the metaverse using real money in an instant like that. It's like having a real business meeting, but it's just virtual.
That's exactly right. So, and then all of that information is well, the metaverse transactions and what have you will exist on the blockchain. But the programs and what have you, if my understanding is correct, it's still blockchain basis. But smart contracts are the things in place that make all the transactions real.
Yeah, okay.
All of your NFTs are smart contract based.
You screenshotted my NFT.
Yeah. I mean, I've stayed out of the NFT
Have you,
space.
You haven't bought an NFT?
I've got a couple. But
you got a couple of Bored Apes, do you?
Yeah, I wish. Be on a yacht somewhere if I'd got into that. I started to draw my own NFTs.
Oh, really?
Over Christmas.
Interesting.
Yeah, I thought I would.
Did you sell any?
No. I never got that far. Like I used to illustrate.
Yeah.
Wanted to be a comic drawer.
Oh, because you are good at drawing. We were discussing this before. That
But I had to.
We're talking about if things cross over in the creative space, like being good at music but not good at art or something.
What I wanted to do was start to raise funds for my film through the sale of NFTs. Yeah. And what you would do is you have, let's just say I drew 6 characters from my film.
Yeah.
And the way I would do it is I would partner up with one of like VetPaw, which is the anti-poaching unit out there. And we would do like a promotion or what have you, but it's embedded in the smart contract that if you bought, say, one of the more rare NFTs, that you had a 2-day pass to go and hang out with VetPaw and them show you what they're doing. So that's in the contract.
Like a physical bonus.
It can.
In the real world.
If you put into the properties of the NFT.
Yeah.
Right? So the Bored Ape Yacht Club. If you buy one of the fucking NFTs, you have access to the fucking celebrity yacht party that they have each year.
Oh wow, I didn't.
Yeah, so you go and
honestly
hang
really,
out with
I
fucking
watched like a
Eminem.
10-minute YouTube video on NFTs, but
Yeah.
there you go.
Yeah, so
Okay, that makes like slightly more sense, but it's still kind of like it's just so new.
yes,
It's like when crypto first came out, it was like, what the fuck is this? I got no idea what this is. But now I'm like well across crypto. I assume in 10 years, if NFT stays on, everyone's going to know roughly
well,
what
yeah. I
NFTs
mean, you
are.
would have been 12 when
Oh,
Bitcoin first
yeah.
came out.
Well, I had a kid that was in the year below me who invested in Bitcoin.
What?
Yeah, when I was like, I was probably, just 18. So I was in like year 11
Oh,
or
okay.
12.
So
I was
that's
in
in
year
the boom
12
of
and he was probably,
2017.
yeah,
Yeah.
it was like 17, 18 or something. And yeah, this like 16-year-old kid and his mate, oh god, I forgot their names. But they invested heavily in crypto, and then they made a fuckload. And then all of a sudden, we're in year 12, looking on Instagram, and these kids have just bought themselves cars and shit. And it's like, Jesus, Baba Booey. Yeah,
That's great, man. Yeah. Um,
got onto it early.
yeah, well, I was working with an actor recently, young fella, and it was in last year's crypto boom, and I was making some good money, and I was glad that I'd finally got my head around finance
Yeah,
to a degree. And I said to him, my dad was always on me to be better with money, but he'd never packaged it in a way that I could grasp.
yeah. It was just
And
like, don't have fun, save your money. That seems to be the boomer
basically,
the
work
boomer way of saving
hard,
money. Yeah,
save, don't be a prick.
yeah.
Um,
But what's life worth living
yeah,
for if
and
you
I was
can't
like,
have
oh,
fun?
I
You
want
know.
to blast my money.
Yeah,
Fuck
yeah.
you. I want to do the opposite of you. That whole thing.
Yeah.
But I said to him, look, man, I wish someone pulled me aside and
Yeah.
said to me what I'm about to say to you now.
Mm.
And that is just fucking $10 a day.
Yeah.
Put it on Bitcoin.
Yeah,
I promise you, in 10 years, you'll ring me up and thank me. And he goes, oh, me and my mates have already started doing it.
Yeah.
And he's like 23. And I thought, fucking good on you.
Yeah.
And I hope that they tracked well with it. But it's, well, I'm someone
I'm waiting for the next massive drop.
You missed it.
I know. I know. I did sell before the big drop though.
Good.
But so I have that
yeah.
left over from that sell. But
Cool.
when there is another big drop, because it's inevitable, all markets must rise and fall.
Sure. But
so, or even just a minor drop, a half drop, a medium drop, something that'll roll your ankle on,
Yeah.
That's when I'll reinvest and then go up from there. But yeah, it was at a time where I needed the money, so I had to pull out.
I was in the same.
Everyone's had that.
Yeah. There's the guy who runs a great metric system called Glassnode says it best. He goes, everyone pays their tuition, no matter what.
Yeah, you've got to spend money.
Yeah, but the losses he's talking about, everyone pays their tuition.
Yes.
Right? The lessons you learn cost you.
You learn from losing,
Yeah.
certainly, every time, whether that's like exercise or music or
dropping
anything.
a plate in your face.
Yeah.
Hey, so you're working full time, making corporate videos and what have you, and some ads and things like that. You're doing the music thing in your free time.
Mm.
So is that pretty much? I know you said if someone rings you up and says, "Hey, man, come and shoot my film," you're going to do it.
Yeah, for sure.
But
I do have someone that does want. It's a heavy metal film based on a black metal band in Australia. That I'm probably going to shoot at some point. So I'll take some like.
But you're not driving that anymore. Your
no,
free time
no,
is
no.
on the
Yeah,
guitar.
I don't take inquiries or anything. Like my website's just dead. I've stopped paying the subscription and everything. So
right.
It's just like
And so when are you going to get on stage?
Oh God! Well,
are you ready for
that? I don't
that?
have a band. No, I feel like I am.
Yeah. Okay.
Like what? Should I just play you a rough demo? of my
It's
song?
not going to come out. Do it to me in private.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Yeah. I know what you're saying.
But so.
Because if I hate it, then I have to pretend that I like it because the cameras are on.
Well, I know you're gonna hate it because you hate punk. It's very punk.
Yeah.
It's
okay. Right. Well,
like it's like like the Chats or.
Don't know.
Oh, you don't know the Chats?
I just
really?
when I hear it, irks me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't like.
I might play some of my older shit then. I like that. It's more stoner rock.
Yeah.
Like
okay. It's even still. I've got a real. So this is.
You got a specific taste?
I've got it was discussed on the podcast last night actually. Just I do have a very specific taste and I've tried and it comes back to everything that's the commonality in this conversation is there is a frequency in vocal work, musical work that I just have to have.
That's the first time I've ever heard that.
Right.
That's really interesting.
and it affects me in a learning capacity too. If someone's
Yeah.
teaching voice isn't the right frequency, my ADD kicks in and I cannot learn.
Really? That
out
extreme?
the door, dude.
Wow.
Yeah, and all through high school, teachers who had just a certain.
Did you have a rough time in high school?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
but
hated high school.
you are.
I hated high school.
Yeah.
The later years, not so much. Early years.
Yeah, mine was the later years.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
So I listened to Joe Rogan talking about this the other day, and he was saying how bad he was at school because he just wasn't interested. And I was the same. I could override that disdain or that fucking tweak if I loved the subject.
Yeah.
But I could be taught a subject I hated if the voice was right.
Yes. That's why you know when you got a good math teacher.
Maths was it. Mr. Spice. That
Mr.
motherfucker
Spice.
could
Call
teach
out to
me.
Mr. Spice, yo.
Right? And every other teacher couldn't get there.
Yeah.
You know, I hated my art teacher.
Yeah.
But I still got A's.
Because
I'm into it.
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
And I'm like that flat out.
Mm.
That's why I don't do, a lot of people think that, a lot of people might be a bit of a stretch, but think I'm a total prick in a social setting because I can't entertain fucking small talk and what have you, unless I've got an objective to sell something.
Man, I struggle with small talk.
And then I'm not a prick about it, but I just go, cool,
yeah.
see ya, and I'm out, And but I've worked years and years and years in sales, so I know if I've got to make something out of it,
you need to get to the point.
So interesting. But I really like, even Erica and I, like, if we don't have a shared interest in a subject and she's telling me about it,
you'll just be like straight up.
No, I just start to gloss over. I can't fucking help it, and it's not a.
Oh, look, man. If someone's talking about something that you're not interested in, it's only natural to just be like.
Some people can just keep it running,
but it's like, you just gotta kind of in someone's defense that does think like that, like you or me. It's like you can't be expected to listen to something that you don't care about. Like surely, as the other person, you gotta know to read the room.
Yeah,
which is a difficult thing to do.
It is difficult
sometimes if you're not used to it.
Yeah, and
if you're not interested in what something's talking about, it's quite obvious.
It's
never not obvious.
Then realizing that mid sentence that the person you're telling a story to isn't interested, and you're like, oh god.
Do you know what I do?
Let's hear it.
If I'm saying something to my housemates or trying to tell a joke or something, and they're just like not interested, I'll just halfway through my sentence, I'll just be like, oh, you guys haven't been fucking listening, so I'll just stop. Like I laugh about it, like it's funny, but I get it. Like, I get when I'm being a pain in the ass or annoying. It's just okay. No, I get it. Like, no one's interested in what I have to say, and that's fine.
I say the same thing.
You just got to accept it.
Erica, when I'm like, listen, I know that you're not going to that this isn't interesting to you, but it's on my mind, so and it'll be like AFL talk or something like that, and she's like...
So you are big into footy,
I'm big into footy, yeah.
Hey, you should have come to the Foo Fighters at the...
I didn't even know it was on.
Geelong footy ground.
I mean... That's an interesting segue, but...
yeah, Taylor Hawkins, R.I.P.
Yeah. Listen, I didn't actually know it was on. And then I think I saw your post.
Yes.
Or someone else's. And I had only said to myself 2 months before, can't, because I just listened to his book. Dave Grohl's book.
Yeah.
Incredible. I was like, I must go and see them again.
Yeah.
When they come to town.
You're going to see Studio 666?
Is that the horror film?
It's the movie.
Yeah. And he's doing a heavy metal album.
Is he?
Yeah.
Oh, God, I hope so.
Yeah, I hope that's still running. I hope that he's already recorded it.
Yeah.
I'm a big Dave Grohl fan, man. Always have. I was really
He's
quite
a cool
cut
dude.
up.
I actually heard a friend say recently that just like, oh, he's up himself and stuff. And I was like, I can't see one example of him being up himself. He seems very noble considering how famous he is. Extremely noble. Like, there's so many wankers out there to let the fame go to their head.
The recent clip where he wouldn't sign the signatures.
Yes, I did see that. And he goes, one more thing.
See ya.
See ya. He runs away all cheeky, like, oh man.
Fucking awesome.
Like, even when he's stressed and just like, oh god, I don't want to do this, he still keeps the smile.
Yeah, he's a composed dude. Funny as hell.
He is. I've never seen him flip out. I'm sure there's probably a video or two where he flips out.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen him control a few people, like deservedly so in the crowd, like and be angry about people fighting and get them fucking
that's
booted.
A classic.
Yeah,
I went and saw 360, the rapper once, back
when
my music taste was different.
Who?
360, the rapper. Surely you've heard of 360.
No.
He's like probably up there with like Hilltop Hoods and Bliss and S.
Oh,
I'm certainly not a fan, especially anymore. But I was back then. But yeah, we went to a show at the Woolshed in Geelong with 360, and he was just like, there was like 2 fights that broke out right up the front, and then he was like straight up, Geelong's the worst fucking show I've ever played. And I was like, you're right there, son. You are spot on. That was disgraceful.
That's fucking funny.
Yeah.
Wow.
No, I never got it when people fight at like a musical venue.
I do. It's just it's intoxication for a start,
Well,
and then
yeah,
it's
that's
people
the
who
root
actually
of
don't.
all problems, isn't it?
Yeah,
Alcohol.
people who don't deal with closed spaces as well.
Yeah,
I
which
found
is funny
Yeah,
because at Foo Fighters there was a bunch of like older people, like 50 plus,
hmm
in the sort of mosh pit area, and they were so disturbed by the whirlpools and the wall of death stuff that was happening in the middle.
You
And it
guys
was just like,
invented this.
you know that this is like, do you know Foo Fighters? Have you listened to them?
well,
Like
they
everyone knows.
probably
What's Foo Fighters? Oh yeah, that's like Everlong. No, it's they don't actually know the music.
That's
To be
interesting.
fair, I'm not a huge Foo Fighters
Okay.
fan. I just went because it was in Geelong.
Mhm.
I like them, but I'm not crazy about it. I don't know all their
Okay.
songs. I know maybe an album. That's about all. But you'd expect that everyone would know what you're going into. It's like hard rock, very hard rock.
Yeah, it's a big band sound.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And people will do the whirlpool. And there was this old guy in front of me, this really short old guy with a cane, and he was pushing people back that were like coming too close to him, and he was on the edge of the whirlpool, and it's like, come on, dude, you need to move. They're not going to move for you. You need to move.
You are out of place.
If you're not having fun where you are, shift a couple of meters to the right, man. Just move away from the whirlpool. That's fine. People are allowed to have fun, People can do what they want. It's okay.
Yeah.
But he smacked someone in the face with the handle of his thing, and they started bleeding from next to their eye. And then they were going to retaliate and jump him. But then these 2 huge bald dudes came behind him. These 3 big bald dudes. So there was like the leader and his 2 goons. It was like, he must have been like a bikey dude or something. And yeah, they were like standing in between the whirlpool and him. Jesus. And it was kind of funny to watch. And then, yeah, one of his like bodyguards started rolling up a joint for his like master. It was kind of weird. It was very weird Breaking Bad kind of stuff. It was like, like the bald twins in Breaking Bad. It was kind of like those vibes.
Nuts.
And then he was just like, "No, give it to the boys." And then he went to offer me the joint, and I was like, "Christ, man, I have no idea what's in that, man. Like, and especially how shady you look, I'm not partaking." So yeah, that was my Foo Fighters experience. Contrast to that, next day I went to King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard.
They must be 70-year-old dudes, are they?
King Gizzard?
Yeah.
No, they're like early 30s.
Okay, and then
they're from Torquay.
That's
they're
an
from
old name, right?
King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard.
Yeah, that's the Doors. Old mate came up with that.
What?
Hmm.
King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard.
Yeah, that comes from Jim Morrison.
What?
Yeah. It's in one of his poems.
I did not know that.
I could be totally wrong about this.
What the
But
fuck?
he talks about the Lizard Wizard. Yeah. Check it out. We'll check it out. We'll fact check it after this.
That is, yeah, fact check. Jamie, can you bring that up real quick?
Yeah. Fingers.
See,
Yeah,
that's
dude.
you need to employ someone
The
to sit by the
Doors
laptop
reference.
there. Yeah, that is crazy. I had no idea.
Yeah. That's
Well,
why
it
I'm
suits
thinking,
them because
yeah.
they're very out there, like
Okay.
like Mr. Morrison was.
Right.
But complete contrast. Everyone was on acid, mushrooms, weed. It was super chill,
I like that environment.
and
yeah.
everyone was happy and loving. And I made so many friends that night. Friends. Like I
know
never
what
saw
you
them
mean.
again, but I made friends for the night.
Yeah.
But everyone was just so chill. There was none of that nonsense. And there was good crowd interactions with like whirlpools, and everyone was doing the Viking row ship, row. Everyone was sitting down and all rowing. Everyone in the crowd was rowing a fake ship at the same time. And then at the end, they had this huge clock tower made out of cardboard that they'd made for the show. Then at the end, they pushed it over, took it all apart, and threw out bits into the audience. Oh, man, it was magic.
That's awesome.
And they debuted their new song, which was sick.
I'm going to check them out.
Beautiful drop of wine.
Excuse me, coughing into the fucking thing. Well, that's really interesting, man, because I'm just going back to your transition away from
film to music.
Yeah, wanting to be a cinematographer.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because you're not, because then, yeah, because all of your creative energy is going into writing songs.
Yeah, basically.
Dude,
Just work,
was there a
which, you know,
specific moment where you went, fuck? Or was it always underneath? Or,
question. I think it was subtle change over
okay,
time.
yeah.
Um, yeah, in lockdown, I just started listening to like a lot of heavy metal. I was alone for like 6 weeks at a
Mm-hmm.
time. It was like it's going crazy. So I reached a point where I was playing guitar and liking the noises I was making,
Mm-hmm.
and then listening to a song, and I'm just like, you know what? I'm not crazy far off. What if I just kept practicing, and then I could be just like who I'm listening to?
Mm-hmm.
And then I was like, huh. And that gave me like a feeling of pure ecstasy when I would
Yeah,
make a song.
okay.
And even though some people would listen to it and think, oh, that sounds like shit, I would listen to it and go, wow, I'm getting
Mm-hmm.
really close to
Mm-hmm.
my idols. Ozzy Osbourne, Black Sabbath, Alice in Chains, Led Zeppelin, Deep Purple, all of that. So I was like, man, my sound is getting, it's very far off, obviously, because these guys have been playing for like,
Yeah, well, because now you're
60
layering,
years, yeah. But like,
you need to find your sound then.
yes,
Mm.
which I feel like I'm getting closer to.
You watched Final?
No. Is it a movie?
No, it's a TV show produced by Martin Scorsese
Oh.
and Mick Jagger, and it's about like the discovery of not discovery, but like a record label in the '70s in New York
Oh,
and
wow.
punk bands and the launch of DJing with
Is it on anything?
sampling.
That
It's
sounds
a
really
HBO
cool.
show, so you probably find it on Binge.
Oh, yeah. Binge.
Get a 2 year, 2 week free
Yeah,
subscription.
true. I always
It's
forget about
so good, and there was some politics as to why they didn't make a second season. It's
Oh.
phenomenal, though.
So they should have got a second season, but because of
100%.
politics.
And if they don't go back there, they're cunts.
Is vaping okay inside the home?
No, no,
cool.
that's all right. I feel that. I feel you.
That is okay. Your house, your rules.
Yeah. I used to smoke, and every now and then when I get a couple of drinks in or whatever, and especially if I'm sitting in the
Oh man,
lounge room,
nicotine is a hardcore addiction.
yeah, and I watch something cool and I'm like,
If you see someone smoking,
that was
you
not.
just
If out in the street, it disgusts me.
oh yeah no, but
on a film,
different story.
yeah. If I'm watching like
They've
something,
crafted the perfect moment.
it's that perfect light, and they're in a little dingy bar or something like that. I'm like,
yeah,
it,
definitely.
yeah. I mean, I a while ago, maybe 8 months ago, I had
Oh, wow.
one or something like that. I mean, was never a full time smoker,
Yeah.
at all. And I don't plan to ever do it again.
Mm.
But
Good
it
choice.
still stays. It still stays there.
Oh, yeah. So you still have like the urges and the.
No,
You see someone and you're just like, damn, wouldn't a
it's
cigarette be
only
good?
ever inspired by film now.
Oh, okay.
Before,
Well, that's not so bad.
Yeah, before it was every time I went, like if I was trying to quit, every time I went out drinking, that was the real pressure point.
Yeah, see, that's the point. As soon as I get even one like beer into me or one wine or something,
it's ready to
you
go.
just feel a little bit relaxed. It's just like,
Yeah.
damn, a cigarette would be great right
It'd be
now.
great. But now that I don't get that ever.
Yeah.
I mean, I get it, but it doesn't. Like I have to be quite drunk to get it, and then still very rarely will I go. Okay, it's happening. Very rarely. I mean, maybe once a year. But when I'm
those
like,
are pretty good odds, man. To be honest, like that's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Not everyone thinks so. But I understand it. It's a horrible fucking thing, and it's I wish that it wasn't bad for you.
It's one of the easiest addictions to get and one of the hardest to shake.
It's easily it was yeah.
Anyway, do you know what's made it fucking worse? Vaping.
I mean, I never got into the vaping.
No, well, good. You shouldn't. Good.
Yeah, and do you know one of the things that I noticed when someone vapes that actually really puts me off?
Yeah.
Is the size of the mechanism is ridiculous for a lot of people. They've got this fucking unit like this.
Yeah, big old brick
of smoke that comes out.
Yeah.
I think is horrid.
Oh, yeah. I wouldn't get the refillable ones. I only get the disposable ones.
But yeah, for me, the only real trigger now is when I'm like the girls are asleep and
Yeah.
I've had maybe 4 wines. It's like
You're out by yourself,
Saturday
and
night.
then it'd just be like, do you
I'm
know what
in the
would cap this
dark.
off?
Yeah,
A fucking dart.
yeah.
But it's good that you
Of course, I
don't.
never do.
It's good.
Yeah, there's a couple of rules I put in place when Layla was born.
Mm.
I mean, I had when I met Erica, I nipped cigarettes completely. Like
Mm. Mm.
I would if I was still single, I'd like to think that I would have stopped completely, but
But
maybe I
like,
wouldn't have.
what driving force would have, besides a self sort of
Well,
prophecy? You know, what would have actually stopped you smoking?
I mean, I
Because
stopped.
at a young age, there really is no reason to stop smoking because it's not going to affect you while you're doing it when you're young. It's a
It
long
sure
term
does,
thing.
actually.
Well, true. I'm early into my addiction, so I
It
haven't
sure does.
experienced any drawbacks yet. So,
You
but for
will.
now, I'm like, man, why
Well,
quit?
here's the
But it's
thing.
like it's you know,
If you stop in enough time, you can repair the damage. But make no
yes, you
mistake,
can.
you're doing damage.
Oh, for sure, I know
But
that.
so
I
am
even know
I
that
with
by like binge
and
drinking on the weekend. You
yeah,
know, like
yeah.
I'm absolutely doing damage.
I think one
Doesn't
of
everyone? You know.
the cruxes that was there for me was because it was always only a couple.
Mm.
I didn't buy cigarettes for 14 years.
I've never bought a packet. I bought a pouch once.
Right. So you're a bummer.
Yes,
Yes,
absolutely.
me too.
Yes.
and and then I got to like a few 12 years in of doing
Yeah.
that or something, and then I remember being on a ship working.
What were you doing on a ship? You mentioned you were at sea before. I don't think you ever mentioned this to me.
Yeah, so I used to be what you call an able seaman.
An able seaman.
Yeah.
What's
So working on ships over 400 tons.
okay?
I worked out of Karaoke actually for a
Oh
year
wow. Okay.
on rig tenders, looking after offshore rigs and
Oh wow.
blah blah blah.
Yeah.
So construction, sort of offshore oil and gas type
Oh,
shit.
okay.
Yeah. There for 8 years.
Wow. That's
Yeah.
a long stint, man.
Yeah.
At the time, did you think that was like your life?
No.
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 Okay.
I had one fleeting moment where I thought, okay, I'm going to become an officer.
Oh, so
So
you want
I'll
to
go
go up
onto
the food
the
chain?
bridge.
Yeah.
And be a second mate or something
Yeah,
like that. And
yeah.
I started to study for that
Mm.
because I didn't want to be on the deck. Fuck those guys. And I want to make more money.
Of course, doesn't everyone?
And I just gravitated
Yeah.
towards those guys more than I did the deck dudes. And then I broke up with a girlfriend at the time, and I went, you know what? Fuck this. I'm gonna really get into the photography. I've got a job here where I can make 130 grand a year for 6 months.
Yeah.
And I can spend the rest of the time taking photos.
Yeah.
And that's what I did.
That sounds like a good deal.
It was, and that paid for all of my gear and the countless fucking editorials that I did for free to build my portfolio
Classic. Yeah.
and give everyone food and pay for locations and 6 months in New York with no jobs and Dubai and fucking wherever. But I got sidetracked from a note there about cigarettes, wasn't it?
Yeah. So back to cigarettes.
Oh, so I was on the deck talking to a smoker.
Yes.
And I went, yeah, man, I guess I've been kind of casually smoking for fuck. And I went 14 years. And I went,
that's a long time.
I was like,
man.
there is no scenario where I'm going to say that I've been doing this for 20. And I quit for a year.
It's a good goal to have.
After that conversation.
Yeah.
And then I moved to New York and it kind of started up again, but never as much as it was.
Do Americans in the big city smoke more?
Fuck, and I don't know about more, but New York is still a pretty
so much
heavy,
more people.
pretty
You're
heavy,
seeing it so much
party
more.
town.
Yeah.
Doing a lot of coke and fucking
Of
carrying
course,
on.
Of course, yeah.
Cigarettes go hand in hand.
Comes with the territory.
Dad, if you're listening, that was a joke. No. Hey,
No, my parents know that I've experimented.
yeah, your parents seem pretty cool.
Oh, they're very chill. I love them. Oh, I'll have a bit of a cognac. It's gonna be one of those Joe Rogan episodes where I disgrace my public personality. I certainly was. Well, because we cracked out two bottles between
Two
the three of
bottles,
us.
and Ben was driving.
Oh, he was driving. So
Yeah.
so between Josh and I, we had
Yeah, we
a
smashed
bottle
it.
each,
Yeah.
basically. So yes, I was definitely
There's a whole bunch of
more than tipsy.
podcast photos where I've got the red rim, and I'm like this.
Red rum.
Red rum. Oh, I have to show you after this. So recently we all had COVID.
That cognac is beautiful.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah.
And Layla and I went and stayed in a hotel for the first night just to we hadn't got it yet, so we thought potentially we might save ourselves from getting it, but we might also give Erica. She wasn't really sick at that point. We might give her a night just to sleep and relax, and not have to deal with being a mum. And
was that Layla's first night in a hospital in a hotel?
Yes.
Oh, how'd she find it?
She fucking loved it, and just wanted to keep running around the hall.
Yeah,
and they had the red carpets and everything like that. I took this photo of her like standing in the hall, like in a little fucking outfit.
I always loved hotels as a kid, man. I resonate in that. Yeah.
Yep.
Just needs a tricycle and a twin.
That's what I said to Erica. I said I need to duplicate her image and superimpose it next to her. Flip it.
And then put 2 tons of fake blood in an elevator and
have it gushing down.
And then just shoot a film.
Did you watch
Hasn't
the
been
sequel?
done before. No, the one with Ewan McGregor. What was it called again? I don't know. I just heard shit about it, which I know I should never listen to.
It's hard. I heard good things, but I just wasn't interested.
Yeah. It was too much sort of magic and mischief kind of thing, if that makes sense.
I just think
too fantasy-esque.
It wasn't needed. Just like the sequel to Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. I
didn't even know there was a sequel to that. There you go. I've never even seen Butch Cassidy.
You haven't seen the original?
No, I haven't seen the original.
You got to see it.
What year? When was it? 70s or?
60s probably.
Yeah.
It's kind of great. I love Paul Newman. I love both of them actually. I think they're a great benchmark for a leading man. They're all of the masculinity, like their masculinity, as far as I'm concerned, can still be applied now, and it's probably missing a little bit because they're both actually, in my perspective, maybe there's it's not like Marlon Brando with Last Tango in Paris, where
could have been a contender,
of finger raped his co-star.
Yeah.
My understanding is those two guys were married for 50 years and were really upstanding citizens, and they had that fucking heavy masculinity, but tenderness at the same time. So did Marlon Brando on the screen. Blah, blah, blah. Whatever. I draw a lot of inspiration from those two.
Yes.
I think everyone draws inspiration from Marlon. So did those two.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I don't connect with the diva, dysfunctional, depressed, fat dude.
Yeah, no.
Really lost it.
Oh boy, especially if you watch Hearts of Darkness, the Apocalypse Now documentary of how it was made.
And
he was shocking in that.
Yeah.
Like he was just like in the film his performance was amazing.
It's amazing, right?
But as a person on set, he was a dick.
Yeah,
he was getting paid a ridiculous amount of money a day, like an hour.
Yeah,
and then he showed up and they were just like, all right, so paragraph. He was just like, "Oh, I haven't learned my lines," and it's like, "What the fuck, dude?
Yeah,
you serious?"
But I wonder, do they reflect on that now and go, "Well, he was kind of right."
No, you know what? This will probably be a controversial opinion. Here we go. Letting the guns blaze. I think a lot of what the greatest actors have is thank you for that
camera technique.
Is a solid voice and a solid look, plus the great acting ability. But I think when you see people that are the greats, like Marlon Brando, he had the look. For sure, of course he did. He had such a unique face. He had the voice, a voice that no one else has. And he was
defied the rule.
Fucking great actor. Could do all sorts of roles.
Well,
good guy,
he
bad
was
guy.
An innovator.
Yes.
Yeah.
But when you're getting paid that ridiculous amount of much money a day,
you shouldn't be a prick about it.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you're amazing, yes, but you're not a god. No one's ever a god. And I think for him to act like that is just fucking stupid. and just being an entitled prick, basically.
Yeah, 100%.
That's my TED talk on Marlon Brando.
No, I mean that is the sentiment, and that's why he was banished for 10 years.
Really, I didn't
Oh,
know that.
yeah,
I haven't
yeah.
really looked into it.
Yeah.
I just saw that doco and I was just like, man, what a wanker.
No.
And I've seen the old films like
So
Sunset Boulevard. And all
fucking what is it? Water, fucking on the waterfront.
Oh yeah, of course.
Right, wins his first Oscar.
That's
Everyone loves.
I should have
him.
been a contender. That's that
That's
one.
the one.
I still haven't seen it.
Scene that he hates.
Still haven't seen it.
Oh yeah, it's incredible.
Does he hate that scene?
Hates that
There you
scene.
go.
And he was great, obviously, on Broadway with Streetcar Named Desire, and then the film came
Still
out.
haven't seen that. Ridiculous. I know.
Gotta
I
see it.
I should have seen it by now.
What you should actually watch is Now You See Me, is a documentary that was made 5-6 years ago with the discovery through the estate of his voice recordings about everything that's happened in his life.
Oh wow.
It's quite incredible.
Did you have like an audio diary?
Yeah, he just recorded everything verbally. Yeah,
Sounds
like you're
very-
saying.
very
Yeah,
interesting.
but it was locked away.
Wow.
Pretty great.
Didn't know that. That's cool.
But so he had all these big wins. He did
Yeah.
Caesar and Julius Caesar. And
Yeah,
everyone
yeah.
thought he was never going to be able to pull it off. Then of course he did. And
Then The Godfather came along.
well, no.
Oh,
No.
okay. Before this.
So then he did Guys and Dolls, and he proved to everyone that he could sing and dance. And they're like,
Yeah.
fuck. And then he got really big, and then he did The Bounty. I mean, I'm probably
I haven't
skipping a
heard of
few
The
things.
Bounty.
The Bounty.
I don't know that one. I've skipped a bunch of
Richard
old
Harris,
films, man.
fucking
How old was Richard Harris in that?
in his late 30s, 40s, or something.
Wow,
like that, right?
Yeah, true, because he's like all the films that everyone knows him for.
Old
He's
as
like,
fuck.
he's
Well,
like
that
he's
we
like
know him
70.
for.
Yeah.
He was a big deal. Him
Do
and
you
Peter
ever see
O'Toole.
a History of Violence with Viggo Mortensen?
100%.
Oh, so good.
But
Anyway, yes.
What's the parallel there?
Ed Harris. Oh, sorry, Richard Harris.
Richard
Think of
Harris,
Ed
not
Harris.
Yeah. Great film.
My mistake.
Yeah, no,
My
with
mistake.
Dumbledore or whatever the fuck his name is, and
Oh!
Maximus Aurelius, and
Oh, now I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
big time
Richard
actor.
Harris,
Peter O'Toole type. They were best friends, did a lot on the stage together, blah blah blah, blah.
Mm.
Drunken Irish, fucking whatever.
Yeah.
So, anyways, the Bounty comes along, and he's like set up camp in the fucking Fijian Islands, and he's getting fat, and he's getting skinny, and he's getting fat, and he's not turning up, and it's this escalating costs, and the studios just go, fuck you, you're done. And he has a couple of tanks and that film, and he's 10 years.
Yeah.
He's gone from like 45 to 55. Marlon's doing nothing. That's my understanding. I could be wrong about that. Maybe he did a couple of shitty films. There's a weird film that he did. His arrogance and everything.
You want to be my short film?
Yeah. And then Coppola is trying to do this thing.
Yep.
And he goes, Marlon is the guy.
Mm.
Whatever you say, he's the guy. Marlon has already caught a whiff that this film is out and about.
Mm.
And they're looking for someone. All the studios say, do not touch Marlon. Don't want a bar of it. It's not happening. He's a fucking nightmare to work with. Don't care.
Coppola knows different.
10 years, he ain't done shit. Fuck him. Coppola finally convinces them to let him just let me go with a camera to his house and we'll just have a chat. I'll film what I got. If you still don't want him, fine.
Yep.
Gets there. Marlon has already come up with the whole look. Right? He's got cotton buds in the mouth. He's put
classic.
some black. He's put some black because he had blonde hair.
He's saying,
right?
I'm
He
ready.
does the whole thing from start to finish as Vito. And so he takes that back and they go, fuck. It's got to be him.
It wasn't Vito, was he?
Well, isn't that his name?
No, Vito's Al Pacino, isn't he?
No, that's Michael.
Oh, fuck.
Um,
Sorry, man. Sorry. I've made a... Jeez, that's inexcusable. I'm so
he
sorry.
is him already.
Yeah.
He's like
He's already made the character.
10
he's
years
even
younger than the character's age, so he ages himself up with fucking, shoe polish and shit like that.
Yeah.
And and he gets him over the line. So then he does that. Then he goes on and snubs the Oscars by sending in his Indian girlfriend.
That's right.
Which
I have
got
seen
booed. Can you believe? And he wins the Oscar.
Mm.
And then he dives back into being a prick again.
Yeah.
right? So then he does Superman, and he gets paid, and he gets fat again. But before that, he did no, the Last Tango in Paris.
Ah, yes, a
Just
classic.
phenomenal
Which
film.
had that sex scene that was incredibly controversial, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, he raped her basically.
And it's a real.
The real thing.
It's
he
real.
Grabs
Yeah.
he tells the director that hey, just keep filming. I'm going to grab this butter and finger it with it.
That's
Yeah.
And she wasn't aware.
No.
That's extremely fucked up.
Yeah.
That is like.
No, there's no
man.
but it was a different time, and I'm not. There's no place.
I get what you mean. It's still inexcusable, but yes,
it was different back then. It was different back then. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not.
It's
right.
not excusable. It's not excusable.
And they should have had a conversation beforehand, saying, "What do you think about this?" Blah 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 blah.
Yeah, I still think there's
But he was a loose cannon.
Yeah, I'm still not okay with it. It's still like.
I'm not saying that I am.
No. Yeah. I know. Neither of us are okay with it, but here we are. Two fucking white dudes saying.
Yeah. All of that stuff.
No. I am. Yeah, I'm not a fan.
So that came out. He was just hot shit.
Yeah.
And then he took advantage of that and never did a good thing. Well, then he did Apocalypse Now, which he cost them millions, but he was great in. And
well, it didn't.
Superman.
It cost them millions when they made it, and then afterwards, wanted to be a raging success. They made far more money on it,
and he made his money.
But yeah, the documentary Hearts of Darkness, highly recommend.
Yes, I have to finish watching it. I reckon that's where we'll nip it, mate.
You reckon?
Yeah.
It's been
hour
and
a half. I lose my audience at it.
I was enjoying this chat too much.
No, we can continue.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we can. We've got drinks. Thanks, brother.
Thank you.
I appreciate it, man.
Lovely time, mate. As always.
Always.
See you next time.
Cheers.